Hey guys, my name is Nikki and I welcome you here to Carry Grace. Alright, so today's video is going to be very chatty. We're going to be talking about things that I'm going to be changing up for 2021. Now for me, that's going to include my cleaning routines and some things with planning and things of that nature. So if you would like to stick around for that chat, stay tuned. Okay guys, so 2020 was quite the year. We are at the end of 2020. 2021 is almost here and so many of us are kind of reflecting on this past year and looking ahead. We're making goals, we're making lists, we're figuring out what was really good, what we want to carry on to the next year, and what we want to change up. So for me, this is going to be my cleaning routines and my planning things. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of the planning stuff just yet, but the biggest thing is my cleaning routines. Now I started the Flylady system back in, I believe it was August or September of 2019. I started in 2019, and so I have done that for a little over a year and it went really well. I really established some good routines for myself. I started the Flylady system though because I was looking at zone cleaning and thinking that it might be a good fit for me, so I kind of started incorporating zone cleaning into my routines, and then I was kind of reintroduced again to the Flylady with the zone cleaning and everything, and I decided to get back into it. So kind of just one thing led to another and I was full blown into Flylady routines again. Now it went really well. I will say that the time that we lived in Alabama, it worked great. Most of you know that 2020 did bring a big change for our family. We moved from Alabama to Florida, and our lifestyle is just different here. My days are different here. I spend a lot more time in the car. I spend a lot more time away from the house than I used to. And so I'm finding that there are a lot of things that I did in my home and the way I went about things when we lived in Alabama. It's just not the right thing for here. And that's okay. It's time to learn. It's time to grow, and we're going to make some changes. So Flylady routines are no more here at Carry Grace. Now, I'm thankful for the Flylady. I'm thankful for all of the things that I learned. I picked up some great habits, some great tips, and I have just finally accepted that zone cleaning is not for me in this stage of life, and that's okay. So, it actually took me a while to really accept that, because I feel like I was so invested in this and that it worked really, really well. I couldn't figure out why it still wasn't working well. But I picked up the book, The Sidetracked Home Executives, and this is the book that I think inspired the Flylady, if I'm correct. And this is actually a really great read. I learned a lot about myself when I read this book. I read this a few months ago. I realized that I do get very sidetracked. I need things very streamlined. I need to be able to focus. But some of the things that I really kind of picked up and really just kind of resonated with me in this book. In this book, they don't do the zone cleaning like Flylady. That's kind of her own take on things. But one of the things that they talked about in this book is sitting down and making a list of the things that you need to do for your home. And then also looking at those things and deciding which of these things need to be done daily, which things need to be done weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. You get where I'm going with this. So with Flylady's system, she kind of gives you all of these tasks and these lists, and each day has an assigned thing that you're supposed to do, and you zone clean, you do like, you know, a specific room each week and all of those things, and that is great. It works really well for a lot of people. Like I said, it worked really well for me. But I found when I read this book again that I realized that this system, not their exact system, but just the way they broke things down, I feel like that's a more natural approach for me. And so I feel like it's not as forced. I feel like when I was doing the zone cleaning that it was super forced. I just never was able to get into a really good rhythm with it. and stay focused and be consistent with it. And again, nothing wrong with the system. I feel like just in this particular time in my life, that's not what I needed. So reading this book was very good for me. All right, so another book that I have read recently is Getting Things Done: The Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen. Now, I will admit I haven't read this book in its entirety. This book was one of those books I sat down, read the whole thing cover to cover in one evening. It's a very light read. It was entertaining. It was easy to process. This book, while super valuable, has lots of good information in it. It's not one that you can just sit down and read it all at once. You kind of have to process things. And I'm still going through this book. However, I do still recommend this book. And one of the things that I have really taken away from this book is the concept of an inbox. Now, coming just from a mindset of really wanting to simplify some things and making some things easier in my life, I have seen where an inbox has really helped me simplify some things. So in my planners, I have set up an inbox. In my desk, I have an area that is my inbox. In my phone, I have a notes page that is titled Inbox. So wherever I'm at, if I have information that's coming in, let me give you an example. So let's say I'm at church, and on the announcements, when they give the video, if there's a date and a time on there for an activity that I know my kids are going to want to attend, or something that I know we're going to want to attend, I will get out my phone, I will go to the inbox, and I will put the notes in there. That way, when I sit down with my planner, I automatically know I need to check my inbox, because that is where I am keeping information that I need to process. Now, there's a lot of different ways he talks about processing information, and I find some of it to be not super easy, but the inbox itself is really helping me kind of gather my information in one place and make it easy to find. So this has been good for me. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is this book, the home organization book from A Bowl Full of Lemons. Now, Tony from A Bowl Full of Lemons, many of you are going to be very familiar with her. She has a blog and an Instagram. She has written several books. She also hosts a home organization challenge every year. I don't remember exactly how many years that she has been doing this now, but it is several years. I've actually completed the challenge, I know for sure, twice completely. One year, the first year I did it, I actually filmed all the videos. I did befores of all the rooms, afters of all the rooms, and kind of took you through my process. Those videos are actually no longer on my channel, because that's back when I had my kids on my channel. I have taken all of my videos down that have my kids in them, so you're not gonna be able to find those videos. But it's a great challenge, and what I like about this book is that in the book, you can go through, and she has a lot of practical information for cleaning and organizing and how to kind of, I don't know, it's just a good reference book. And I find that I like to reference this when I am going to work on a project. So the reason I'm kind of sharing these books is because they have kind of all had a little bit of an influence on me making a decision to no longer do the Flylady system. So I know you're wondering, okay, Nikki, what are you going to be doing now? Okay, so a few months ago, I was doing a lot of planner reviews. Now, last year, I did a lot of planner reviews, and not necessarily reviews, but purchased planners. Some planners were given to me. I showed how to use them with the Flylady system to keep all of your Flylady tasks organized and easy to find in your planner. Now, I did that for several different planners, and so I went through a lot of planners last year. Then as we got closer to the end of the year, I kind of started looking at, you know, other planners that I could review to share with you that I felt like some of you would really enjoy. And I came across the home planner from the Passionate Penny Pincher. Now, I purchased this planner so that I could review it. I had no intentions, like no intentions of using this planner. I purchased it so that I could review it and share it with you all because I knew that some of you would really like it. Well, after reviewing the planner and seeing how thorough it was, and then really thinking about some of the organizing things that I wanted to do, some of the simplifying that I wanted to do, and then also remembering that I really prefer kind of coming up with my own tasks and my own monthly lists of tasks that need to be done around my home, I realized that this planner was really going to simplify my life in a lot of ways. So I'm not going to go into everything that is in this planner because I did do a review of this planner, but I realized going through this planner that the daily routines that are in the planner, there's a morning routine and an evening routine. They're pretty identical to the things that I was already doing in my morning routine and my evening routine. The things that she has listed for your weekly tasks. Now, she doesn't have them listed on the same day that I tend to do these items, but that's okay. I have found that it's really okay for me to just look at the week as a whole and just check them off as I do them, even if I don't do them on the designated day that they are in here. I have found that, because I had the digital download, you could get that, and I've kind of just been referencing that for the last several weeks, and then also looking at this planner. But what I realized is that this planner is really going to simplify things for me. All of the lists are already in here. I'm not going to have to take my planner and come up with checklists and things that I have to rewrite from week to week or day to day. The only thing that I have done is I have added a monthly list, things that I like to do monthly, like descale the Keurig and clean my vacuum filters and, you know, different things like that that you like to do monthly. I have made a monthly list, and as I continue to come up with monthly lists or things that need to be added to my monthly list, I'm gonna add them in here. Now, the other thing that I really like about this is that she has a list for spring cleaning. And the thing with Flylady is when you do the Flylady system, one of the major kind of appeals for it is that you won't ever have to spring clean. Well, I am in a season of life right now where it actually makes way more sense for me to do a big clean in the spring and then do a big clean in the fall if I want to, because we homeschool and we do take breaks throughout the year. So when I have a break of time, I can use that time, take a day or two, do those big cleans, and then I'm not trying to incorporate that into my everyday life. And I feel like it's just kind of going to be easier for me. Like I said, this particular season of life, I feel like the way this is laid out, it's really going to simplify things. It's going to make it so that I don't have to think about anything. I really can open this planner up. I can look at the little things that I'm supposed to do for the day or for the week, and I can do those things. So for me this year, it's really about simplifying a lot of different things. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. I wanted to kind of give you my thought process on how I ended up going from the Flylady system to this particular planner. I'm telling y'all, this planner is currently on sale. So if you want one, you need to grab it. I'm not telling you that you have to have this planner. I'm not saying that you need this planner. Not everybody needs this planner. I didn't know that I needed this planner, but I need this planner. And I know that once it sells out, she's not going to do another reprint. So if the planner sells out, she will still have the digital download available. But if you have ever done a digital download before and printed off all of the things, you will have a lot of money invested in printing. So you're really going to be better off if you can swing the printed planner. Like if it's something that you really think that you will like, try to snag the hard copy before they are gone. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. I will be doing a planner video for you here very soon. I am going to be using 3 different planners this year. This one is obviously going to be my main planner, and then I've got a couple other planners that I'm going to be adding to the mix for specific things, but that will be coming soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing down below. So tell me what you think. Is there anything that you are changing up for 2021 that you kind of didn't really see coming? Like, I feel like I should have seen it coming, that I was going to do a big change with kind of my routines because things weren't really going as smoothly as I would like. But I'm excited. So let me know if you're making any big changes in your cleaning routines for 2021. All right, thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise.